All right. Well, we just finished, of course, with Dr. Mencia, but now we're going to a different kind of a physician. Dr. Michael Hughes actually is a radiologist, but he's an entrepreneur, and he formed something, he developed something that's very important. It's called secondopinions.com, and he's done stuff for me, actually, even, and I was so appreciative. The thing about what you're doing now, and I always laugh about it, because when I first met you, remember I said, Second Opinions, how do other doctors feel about having to go to Second Opinions? You said, oh, well, they like it.
Yes, well, we saw this firsthand. First of all, pleasure to have me here. And
yes,
great
even though
seeing you.
It's going to be Mother's Day.
And happy Mother's
tomorrow.
Day to everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, we saw firsthand on a conference that this was a viral concept amongst every physician.
And they were really prominent physicians. They were, they were top of
Cleveland Clinic and others.
Right, but they all talked about Second Opinions.
Absolutely. I just gave them the reason I gave them the topic to get excited about, and it was really well taken, as you could see.
Yeah, it was. So tell me, in some of the instances, you always have great stories about people who you're dealing with and great ideas that have happened. We love to hear testimonials.
Well, we've had every day we have patients and customers that come to us for different reasons. But a few days ago, for example, we had a patient who came to us because she was scheduled for a hysterectomy, and she ordered a second opinion to consult about her fibroid tumors in her uterus, and when she uploaded the images and she scheduled consultation with a radiologist and with an expert gynecologist, and it turns out to be that she did not need a surgery. It could have been managed A, conservative, B, if that wouldn't help, there's a minimal invasive procedure that does not require surgery. So it's actually performed by interventional radiologists through a small catheter. They put a tube and they can embolize and put special chemicals to break down those fibroids. So.
I wish I had known about that. When I was 37, I had fibroids, and I had a partial hysterectomy. And then when you did hysterectomies, it was 3 weeks where you had to be in bed, you couldn't drive a car, you couldn't walk around. So I can really appreciate what you just said.
I think a lot of women could.
A lot of women.
I think the issue is that there's certainly a lot of great doctors, but not every doctor is up to standard with a brand new state-of-the-art techniques. I think that is the issue.
And that's really why you're so proud of your company, because you have found these cutting-edge physicians, haven't you?
I did, and there's more and more physicians come on board every day. But it's also about getting just another look, another opinion, because you could have, we all human beings, we make mistakes, including myself. So, and I don't mind asking another doctor, what do you think? And the way the system is set up right now doesn't allow us to do that. So we are essentially introducing a second engine into the healthcare.
Second engine, I love it. When you were going to medical school, did you go to medical school? You came from Russia, but you went to medical school here in the United States. And what did they? There were cases, weren't they, where the professor would say, okay, what do you think about this? And everyone had a different idea of what to do, didn't they? Maybe that's where you got your ideas.
Yes. I came here as a teenager, and I graduated at New York University College in 2.5 years. Then I did my medical school in Brooklyn, State University of SUNY downstate in Brooklyn. And my radiology training at New York University.
But think back in medical school, how that all
throughout
went.
my medical training, it's incredible. One thing you see how medicine is not black and white, and it's definitely many shades of gray, and that's something that as a physician, when you become a physician, you expect to know everything, and that's just not possible. Medicine is getting more and more complex. That's why second opinions is so critical, and a lot of physicians just don't have an opportunity to get one, just to protect themselves and make sure they have the course of treatment is the best.
Well, I had a doctor on this morning, called in from Chicago. Great credentials. In fact, for gynecology, you need to talk to her. She has experience. She's a gynecologist, but she's also an obstetrician. She's associate clinical professor of obstetrics and gynecology at Northwestern University in Chicago. She wrote this book, Love, Sex, Again. This is one of the best books on telling you everything you could have ever wanted to know, but more than I've ever seen anywhere. And I was thinking, the reason I brought that up now is because here's a person thinking they have to go have a hysterectomy, and you're, someone that through the interventional radiology could do it in a different way. But she's someone that I think you ought to really know. I'm really going to have her on again. And this book is so filled with things. So you could take a gynecologist who's very smart and very good. I dare him or her would know as much as this woman does.
It sounds like it's going to be a bestseller.
Oh, definitely.
Just from the title.
Oh, yeah. But everything in it are things that, she just talks about, men as well. But, I made more notes than I could ever figure out. But I was thinking about that because here people go to gynecologists, and just as you said, this person, okay, they're supposed to have this hysterectomy, which changes your entire life. And now, through your office, your company, found out that no, it could be done minimally. It's just so sad that we don't understand more about second opinions. And I don't think anybody having anything serious done should not call and have a second opinion.
I think you make a great point. It's very critical to have that option and use it when you can.
Let's go through some of the other cases. Have you ever had anybody who were worried about a brain tumor and turns out to be something else?
Well, we've had a case. It's actually a young girl, probably 18 years old, who had an area, a spot in her brain that people didn't know what it was. It was actually discovered by accident. She was in a motor vehicle accident, and they did a CT of the brain and an MRI, and they found this area, and they thought it was a tumor actually, because it looked suspicious, even though it was discovered accidentally. So she came to us a couple of months ago, and she uploaded her images, and our expert neuroradiologist, Dr. Spector, looked at it. And he said, well, I do not think it's a tumor, because they were going to do biopsy. And she said, I would like to recommend a special test called spectroscopy. It's a super duper special test, which is done in MRI, but not routinely done. So he recommended her to go to a major academic institution where they do those type of cases. So the patient listened to us, came back, and surely enough, the analysis showed that she did not have a tumor.
Oh my gosh!
But it was a benign malformation. So yes, absolutely, we have all kinds of cases.
Can you imagine what that would have been if they had tried to do something in her brain? It could have really caused other problems, right?
Well, she did not need that procedure.
Right.
They probably would have discovered it's not a mass. But
after they got in.
Right. But who needs a hole in their head, right?
Hole in the head. That's right. Well, that's a great example. I didn't even know. I threw this out to you because I figured that if I had something, someone told me, you have to know anytime I have anything, the call's next going to you, because I want to make sure that what they're telling me is right.
Sticking with Mother's Day theme, we had a case a few weeks ago, where the patient came to us, uploaded mammograms, and they were gonna do major surgical procedure.
Really?
In one of her breasts. So the issue was, it did look suspicious. The mammogram looked suspicious. But then when questioning, we asked the patient, "Did you ever have mammograms years ago in the past?" So, surely enough, she remembered that, but she was not the best follow-up person. So she didn't. Everyone should have a mammogram every year, right, after age 50. So she didn't have a mammogram for like 5 or 6 years.
Oh, you're kidding!
Right. So then she was from another country actually, but luckily, we told her you need to do not get a procedure, get her old mammogram. So surely enough, she was able to obtain something from 6 years ago, and it looked exactly like the new one. So we saved that poor woman. She was so stressful.
She have lost a breast.
Right. She could have.
She
well,
could have,
it would have done biopsy or something. Right.
Because you were able to show that whatever that malfunction is, it was there 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, the area, it looked suspicious, but it looked stable. So, and that's one of those. In radiology, it's very critical to establish stability over a number of years. That's one of the important. Important things in radiology for us as radiologists to establish that.
Okay, that's a good point for people. So let's say someone's had a colonoscopy, and just reminded me of something. Someone had a surgery, and I was supposed to call them a colonoscopy, and then 5 years later, whenever they have something, would you want to go back and look at the records of that other colonoscopy, or that would not matter?
Well, the conventional colonoscopy by gastroenterologist, we typically would need imaging study to compare. But for gastroenterologists, yes, it would be important to compare apples to apples. Because of this, now, of course, we have advanced techniques such as a virtual colonoscopy, where you do not have to stick anything.
Tell me about the virtual colonoscopy.
Well, it's a procedure where you basically perform a CAT scan, which is non-invasive, but you still have to prepare the colon in a similar fashion, and then they do put small tube and put air but it's so much less invasive, and it's amazing technique.
And is it as truthful and good as the other?
Yeah, it's very good. It was actually pioneered at where I did my residencies at New York University. So
virtual colonoscopy.
Yes.
You think we're going to have more virtual things?
Yeah, virtual everything.
Virtual everything, right? Well, but let's just go through a whole procedure and how this works. So let's say that somebody visits their doctor, and their doctor says, "Well, I don't like the way that you're explaining your headache, or if they have their breathing problems or something. And I think you should go have MRI or whatever they say." And they do that. Then how can they get to you, and what is the procedure of what they should do?
Right. So obviously, once they know about us and they're ready to get a second opinion, at that point it's extremely simple. So you come on a website, you register, you select the specialty or the special concern. We actually have a voice recognition on our website. If you use a Chrome browser, you can actually speak to the computer. We're pretty advanced, and we have an artificial intelligence software that matches your concern with the right doctor. So once you select the right specialty, then we have two pathways on our website. If you have imaging, obviously it'll be a little bit different than if you just have it, if you would like to speak with a doctor or get a written report. So if you have images, then you select radiology, and they will ask you to upload the images. No worries, we have experienced staff that would help to upload the images if there's any technical difficulty. And once we receive the images, it goes to the images go to the correct radiologist, the right radiologist, and a report is ready. The patient or customer gets the gets the secure link to get the report.
And I have to attest to this because that's what we did. My husband had a situation where we had to go to a diagnostic center, and then I was very, very nervous, and so I was very kind of Dr. Hughes to say, okay, just send it over to us, and they did. They helped us upload it, and thank goodness it turned out that it wasn't anything serious, but I went through the process, and I'm glad I did. It wasn't intended to do it, but now I can attest that the process is very good and very nice, and you certainly have done a great job. As a matter of fact, Dr. Hughes has a special offer for readers at Boomer Times, a 50% off any radiological read. When you register online, you can use the code BOOMERDEAL. And if you want more information, you can call 855-573-2663, but better to go to secondopinions.com. It's a great website. It will tell you everything you need to do. Let's see, where is Second Opinions going to go now? I know that you started here in Florida and then the United States. It sounds to me like you're traveling the world now, though.
Well, currently in April and also in May, we are being featured on the TV news throughout the country. For example, last week we were aired in Seattle, in Chicago, previously Los Angeles.
I saw it. It was a great interview.
So we're being aired throughout the country right now, and internationally. As you know, we had the trip in China, and then we had a trip in Saudi Arabia before that. We're getting a lot of notoriety throughout the world. It's a viral idea, so people appreciate it, and we of course can make difference in lives of millions of people. So we're going to be going throughout the globe.
Well, I can see why foreign countries would like this, because I think our medical expertise better than most here?
Well, it is certainly considered that American doctors are some of the most best trained and best experienced in the world. So absolutely, that's one of the reasons why we overall our medicine is considered to be on the very, very top, high level. That's why international patients and customers, seek our second opinions.
So I was thinking, what you're bringing really, let's take China for example. So right now, a doctor discusses with a patient in China that I think you have this problem. Now they can go ahead and get another opinion from you with American doctors. And that's something that's almost unheard of in a way, isn't it?
Well, it's we're breaking those barriers. Actually, Chinese customers and patients, they prefer actually Chinese-speaking American physicians, and we have there are a lot of American doctors who are of Asian or Chinese descent, so that's not an issue. So they could speak their own language. So that's something great about America, because you have, you certainly have medical professionals of all races, and people speak different languages. So that's something that's helpful for us.
So have you had anybody who is Russian?
Oh yeah, we have quite a few Russian physicians. So yes, that helps with patients from Russia. Absolutely.
Yeah, because of course you speak Russian, and that's great, but. But the international flight, when you first started this, did you anticipate this, or you're so smart? Did you see this expanding worldwide, or did you just think this would be something in the United States?
No, that was the idea from scratch. Yes,
that it would be an international
This would
company.
be an international, company with branches throughout the world.
I hate even to ask you as an entrepreneur. So what's next? I mean.
Well, that's a great question.
Because you never stop.
Well, there are so many developments happening, and next week we're going to be celebrating 1 year since we launched
Wow,
officially.
1 year.
Preparation took the lifetime, but the actual website was launched exactly a year ago. But we were going to be at American Telemedicine Association show in Baltimore. It's going to be May 18th through 20th, and that would be exactly 1 year because we launched at that show, and we're going to make some very nice, exciting announcements. So you have to wait and see.
Have to wait. Okay, and that's actually telemedicine. Is that what we're?
Yeah, it's one of the largest, or it is the largest telemedicine conference show in the world.
So people are really doing this all over now. How long has telemedicine been happening? Is that something new, or?
Well, believe it or not, telemedicine started essentially as a business in my specialty, as a teleradiology. And it started in about on a mass level in 2000, when imaging or radiology became came on internet. So in other words,
the internet
digitized.
Really made
When images became digitized, that's when the industry started. That was 2000. So that's the first instance of telemedicine. But the rest of the other specialties, pretty much this is the beginning right now. Over the past 12 months, although there are certainly a few companies, but not many, that started a few years back, but they're all pretty small. So nothing on a mass scale, but that's going to change over the next few years. And of course, Obamacare is propelling the industry.
Wow. Well, this is just absolutely wonderful. I want you to know that my this wonderful, smart guy, Dr. Michael Hughes, Y-U-Z, is the founder of SecondOpinions.com. It's now received national, international recognition. We knew that was going to happen. Every time we talk to him, he's doing more and more things. He's been, of course, addition to the United States, Saudi Arabia, China, Russia, South Africa, Australia, India, Trinidad and Tobago, and others who are all partnering with his organization. If you want to go on their website, I really feel this very strongly. It's secondopinions.com. If you're having anything major, anything that you're worried about, I think you have to then call them, because as you said, it isn't just, and that's important. At first I thought it was just radiology, anything where there was an image. But you're saying that if someone's having a discussion, whether it's on Alzheimer's or it's on something else, you would then go and involve some sort of a neurologist to deal with that without maybe even pictures, right?
We have physicians in every single specialty.
So it isn't a second opinion isn't necessarily based on an image. Now you're saying
it doesn't have to be. Yes, every area, every specialty of medicine and subspecialty that we could help patients.
Aha, this is pretty exciting. So when you, and I think people want to know, how do you find those doctors that you use as your experts?
Well, we have many doctors that apply to us every day, and we select the best. They have to have a certain criteria and training and licensing diplomas and publishing, research. So yes, we're able to select the best of the best.
So you're very careful about that.
Absolutely.
Well, I have to thank you so much for what you've been doing with people. I know that you are on the cutting edge, definitely, and you are a model of telemedicine, and it's pretty exciting to watch you. And I can't wait for it. I don't know when we're going to hear this new announcement, but we're exciting, maybe before our next article or next issue. Be sure to read his articles every month in Boomer Times. They have been really interesting because he's just moving so fast. I feel like I'm hanging on, like hanging on for dear life to see what else is happening. So I know your wife, of course, with your children, it's going to be a happy Mother's Day. Are you going to take her out tomorrow?
Absolutely. I'm sure my kids have 3 kids, and they have surprise.
Yeah. Well, you have a lovely family, and
Thank you.
your wife is so special. So, thank you, Dr. Hughes. I really appreciate your coming and giving and sharing this. I think that it makes a difference for people, because if we can save somebody from something that's pretty serious through your company, I know that you love that.
That's what it's all about.
I know you thrive on that.
Patients first. And
I know, you're just like that. It's interesting. You should follow Dr. Mencia, because that's exactly how he feels about his patients. But I think you bring a very different service, and it's very needed, and we really appreciate that you work with us to bring this to our readers and our radio listeners. So thank you, and next month when you come, we'll be wishing you Happy Father's Day.
Great, absolutely.
Thank you. We'll be back next Saturday.
Happy Mother's Day
time.
to everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Mother's Day. We'll be back next Saturday, and we appreciate your being with us. Bye.